afternoon, everyone. And I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to be assigned to be the first presenter. Even though I don't have like a good presentation skill, but I will try my best. And I think it's very general information about Cambodia. I think this very general information about free press in Cambodia, because I think Cambodia is one of the countries still have low record of the press freedom, and I think, but it become worse after the general election in 2013 general election, because there are many violence and something like that happened. So the government started cracking down on media, and also not media but journalists, and also some demonstrators. They demonstrated against the government. Let me go through the second slide. It's about the history of the concept of freedom of expression, because the newspaper in Cambodia exists in the 1936. I mean that they are the first newspaper, but it is only anti-French colonization newspaper, because there's one group of intellectuals, they run this kind of newspaper there. So that's why we just believe that the concept of freedom of the freedom of press and media or newspaper exists at the time. So after that, we gained independence from France in 1953. This concept is still here, but we adopt a new constitution, which is the first democratic constitution in our country. So we guarantee freedom of expression, freedom of press, something like that. So we have the first kingdom of Cambodia for the first, from 1953 to 1970. But there's a coup d'etat against the king, so he was ousted from power in 1970. But the regime is Khmer Republic. It follow presidential system of the United States. It backed by the United States at the time, so we still enjoy press freedom at the time. But only 5 years, Pol Pot regime come to power. You might know Pol Pot regime, the genocide. They actually kill millions of people, and there's no freedom of press and freedom of expression at all at the time. Their name is democratic country, like Cambodian, or Democratic Republic of Cambodia, but there's no democracy. 2 million of people were killed, and there's only radio, state-owned radio. They just try to broadcast their ideology or something like that. So after Pol Pot regime was overthrown, we have Republic of Cambodia from 1979 to 1989. This regime adopted socialist system, so we don't have like the press freedom as a democratic value. And we have state of Cambodia. They also follow the same rule, but it just changed the name. And in 1993, we have the Kingdom of Cambodia, the second. So this now, I mean that the system is still now, I think, and we have like election, and then we have like the second democratic system and constitutional monarchy. But right now, population of Cambodia is 14 million people. It is according to the data in 2014, and internet user reached 3.3 and 18 million people, 3.18 million. And media, we have like 8 major TV stations and 4 big newspaper and 9 radio stations. But we have a small, around more than 300 small media outlets, and also like newspaper, and most of them are private. Oh, yes. It's just my brief presentation. The first one, the Cambodia actually realized peace in 1993 after we hold the first democratic election. And after that, freedom of press and freedom of expressive freedom, it was guaranteed by the country new constitution. And Cambodia ratified a lot of international legal instruments on human rights and freedom. So we believe that because we adopt so many international legal instruments, we enjoy the press freedom, and there are actually more than 500 print press registered at Ministry of Information. It is according to the 2014 data, and Cambodia was ranked in 139 out of 180 countries. The survey conducted by the Free Press Index and then Reporter Without Borders. So I think last year, in 2014 or 13, it was ranked only 145 or something. So it's better because it just the index is become lower to 139. So it become better. And the rapid increase of number of online media and recent journalists, the citizen journalists, it increased from time to time, and many online media exist. So it indicates that our press freedom actually become better. And the government also claimed that Cambodia freedom of expression and freedom of press is among the best country in Asia because it has the best press freedom. So let me move to challenges, because I just briefly tell you about the significant improvement of freedom of expression in Cambodia after election 2013. So we just move to challenges. However, journalist killing and impunity still exist, although we have constitution which guarantee all rights of journalists and also freedom of press, but the journalist killing and impunity still exist. And journalists get arrested for political expression sometimes, so that's why I think it's still a biggest problem. And the state, most of reporters impose the so-called self-censorship. Even though myself, when I write something critical of the government, I have to make sure that it will not be so serious, have to verify, have to get reliable source, so to avoid the problem. If they say, oh, you are not writing something right about government, it is false information, you will be arrested and then you will be jailed. And the state-owned and mainstream media have been controlled by elite and ruling parties, so they are very powerful. Government have many companies which is aligned to the government, and then they can actually create propaganda and gain popularity from that because they have much money to control the mainstream media. And separation of power. Why is this case? Because our judicial system is not really independent. So that's why the impunity still exists. If someone kill or torture the journalist, I think we don't expect that they will actually find the perpetrator. So the journalist will be like you are tortured or you are killed without finding anyone responsible for it. And people mindset toward the role of media, because actually when we are independent media, sometimes we have to criticize a government when the government do something wrong, and we have to criticize opposition party if opposition party are wrong. But people, when we criticize government, they say, oh, you are anti-government, your media is anti-government. But when we criticize the opposition party, they believe that, oh, you are pro-government because you criticize the opposition party. So I think it's very difficult for us. How can we satisfy everyone? Because we just want to do good things, we just want to make change our society, but people still believe, oh, you are pro or you are against the government. Yeah. And the law are poorly drafted to curb the expressive and press freedom. We still have more law enacted by our parliament, but the law is seen very undemocratic. And political influence and a crisis. And I just want to move to the next slide. It's about election in 2013. It made press freedom more votes. Yeah. You can see, oh, why the Korean language? Oh, I think there's something error. So this is just a report of Reporter Without Borders about the Cambodian press situation. They just give us some value. I think we have in 2015, Cambodia and Thai have the same, the same point of freedom of expression. So they evaluated that Cambodia and Thai, because Thai was still controlled by the Thai military junta. So this one is the demonstration in 2013 after election. You might know him because he's the most powerful opposition leader, Song Rang-si. He led the mass demonstration to ask our head of government to step down, Mr. Hun Sen. After election, the workers demand for more wage, higher wage, but opposition rejected the election result and demanding the government the head of the government, Mr. Hun Sen, to step down. And at the time, the government have to do something. They have to make sure that media will not report something bad about the government. They will not show a bad picture that the government break down people, break down on protesters. So we perceive that the freedom of expression and freedom of press at the time was in a very bad condition. And Cambodia still somehow consider freedom of expression and press as a threat to public order and social security, because if you give people more rights to report anything, if you give people more right to criticize the government, they believe that it will lead to chaos, and sometimes it will make the situation more become worse and worse, because of people will demonstrate, people will become more aggressive or something like that. So they believe that they have to strictly control them, and then make the social order be better. And one more thing, because of the ruling elite and ruling party control a lot of mainstream media, so they know how to gain how to make them more popular, and then how to preserve their power by controlling media. This the law that I just read, because the law was adopted. Many laws were adopted to curb the rights of press freedom and also like freedom of expression. We have like criminal code, it's criminalize defamation, because in my country, if you are accused of defamation, you might be jailed and you will be fined or something. But defamation in this case, we mostly use with journalists. If you write something bad, you might be accused of defamation. If you are accused of defamation, you have to be sentenced to jail or something. It depends on how much serious it is. So that's why we have to be careful when we write, if you are accused with that, so it's a problem. And we have press law. Press law is adopted in 1995 something. But the press law is guarantee the rights of journalists to write. But there's still vague. I mean that the law is there's still a loophole. So we need the government to and the parliament to amend some article to make sure that the rights of journalists is guaranteed by the law. And the government also try to propose the so-called cyber law. It's very serious, because cyber law, we have like criminal code already. Why we need cyber law? Cyber law will only use to curb the rights of citizen journalists, people who want to express their own idea in social media, and the journalists as well, because we believe that cyber law is very serious and it will be a threat to our rights, mostly journalists. And now it's in the progress. The government tried to propose the law to the National Assembly, but it haven't been passed. And NGO have tried so hard to block the government from adopting this kind of law. But the government itself, it believes that it is the right time to have like internet law to address cybercrime. It said that internet cybercrime increase from time to time. If we don't take action, so how can we prevent the cybercrime in our country? And it related to security issue as well. The government believes it will be good for security of the country. You will be able to control what happened in your country, because sometimes people use social media and also some cyber tool to gather to demonstrate against the government, so they can like you have seen what happened in Middle East, like Arab Spring or something. It's just a lesson learned from that, so the government have to take action. And that is what happened in 2013. After election, there's a mass demonstration, and two of them are journalists and have been beaten very severely. And the guy also is a photojournalist. So you have seen the situation, and yes, thank you.
Wow, you keep the time right.
Yeah, exactly 50.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you for the presentation. I mean, it was a very to the point, and I I think
Even though it was very short, it gave a very clear picture of the present situation, press situation in Cambodia. Thank you. And any questions? No questions?
Yeah, can you share some landscape of the new media in Cambodia and how it's going on? I mean, people, how, how much the uses of new media in your country right at the moment?
I mean, how much people use.
Yes, and how situation of new media in your country? You have. Thank you.
Actually, most of people tending to use like this, maybe the decline of people read newspaper or something, but they tend to focus much more on social media like Facebook, like something that can spread information very fast, and also online media. Like my institution is online media institution, so we only publish article online website. So most of people now, even in the rural area, they have smartphone, they have can access to the internet, so they can get information very fast. So, and also they can use they can access to social media as well. So I believe the situation now it become better if we focus on the new media. At the time, in the past, not so many people, but before the election, the government, most of people depend on the mainstream media of the government, so they can manipulate, they can share something, only the good thing of the government. So people, government have done good thing. But after 2012, people start to use Facebook, they start to rely more on the online media, so they can get a clear picture what's going on in Cambodia, and they can, because online media and also citizen journalists can expose much thing about the government action and also elite people in the country, how bad they are, such as the big problem in Cambodia is land grabbing and the corruption. So I think most of very very bad situation, land grabbing and corruption. So that's why people turn to believe, we need to do things to make change our society. So they start doing this. Yes.
So there are one question. How do you think of the upcoming elections, your 2016?
2013.
No,
2018.
Running 2018. Oh,
Yeah,
it's so
18.
far. So,
Yeah.
so who will win in now the ruling party or opposition party?
We don't
What do you
expect
think?
opposition party will win because the opposition is very weak comparing to the ruling party, and the ruling party under the leadership of Prime Minister Hun Sen is now trying to conduct a deep reform, and then reform the government mostly in economic sector and educational sector, because it is the more concerning issue in our country. So that's why they try to make sure that they can conduct a very good reform and to make change the government belief and perception toward them. I think people can see some, even though it is small, but they believe that it is in a good track. So I think the upcoming election, it is hard for opposition party to win, because Prime Minister Hun Sen, because the ruling party has many human resources to lead the country comparing to the opposition party, even though he has a very good propaganda and also policy, but it is impossible to win the election. I believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any last question?
Brother, Ruli?
Okay. Can you just clarify one thing? I'm kind of confused.
What's the difference between the proposed cyber law that you said it is threatening,
Yeah.
and the internet law?
Yeah.
What's the cyber law really wants to regulate?
I think the cyber law and internet law, this one is the same, cyber internet law, but we don't have this law yet. But they believe that the cyber law or internet law will be used to regulate people use internet in our country, because the rise of people using social media, especially Facebook, they pose a threat to the government survival. Because ruling party, because people don't actually verify or something that information spread in the social media. They just get something in very bad accent of the government. They just, oh, government have done very bad thing. So if they try to expose everything, every bad thing of the government, so what will happen? That's why they just try to have the law, and then they can regulate. This kind of post will not be allowed, and you will be. Oh, there are some cases, even though we don't have this law, but people who use the social media to, like, to threaten the government official or to defame government official. There are I think 2 cases already. We have 2 cases. They have been actually arrested, and then they put it into trial. So I think it's the most the newest case in our country. So even though we don't have this law, but the government already have the authority to do that. I mean, only if you post something bad against the government in the public, I think you will be in the control and you will be in the observation of the government. Yeah. So this law is even more important because it also put like the criminalize the defamation, and also if you post something in public against the public order or any criticism against the government, but the government does not release the full draft of the law, so we could not understand what kind of article inside it, but we just know only some article because it's undemocratic. Yeah, I think. Yeah.